Look, if you hate the Cowboys, if you want to beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, if you want to see Jerry Jones crying in the booth at AT&T Stadium after the Giants beat him on Thanksgiving, go ahead and like this video. Look, if you don't like the video, that means you're probably a Cowboy fan, and you're maybe like a Ezekiel Elliott or Dak Prescott fan, which means you're a cop and you're a fraud. If you want to beat the Cowboys, go down right now and like this video. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Got producer Chugs with me in today's show. Shout out to him. Look, we're going to break down the latest injury news from the New York Giants, and then I'll give you my Giants vs. Cowboys preview on Thursday, Thanksgiving. We're going to be live for the game. I'm going to be spending the holidays with you guys, the real ones out there. I'll give you my 5 keys to victory as well in that preview. Let's first go through the latest injury report for the New York Football Giants. Haven't really practiced this week, just some walkthroughs. So these are, I would say, forecasting injuries. These are guys that did not participate at practice, as I put that in quotes, on Monday and Tuesday. Daniel Bellinger still dealing with that eye. Josh Ezeudu dealing with the neck. I think he's going to play. Jon Feliciano had to be taken out of the game on Sunday against the Lions due to a neck injury. He was replaced by Nick Gates. Adoree Jackson will not play. He's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks due to an MCL sprain because the Giants and Brian Daboll thought it would be a good idea to put him at punt returner because Richie James fumbled the ball twice against the Seahawks. So we put our best defensive back there, and he has a sprained MCL now. Richie James, he's also dealing with a knee. I expect him to play, though. Going to be working out of the slot with Wan'Dale Robinson, not playing. He's going to be done for the year due to that torn ACL. And Fabian Moreau, I'm hoping he plays because if Adoree Jackson's not going to play like you won't, you don't have Moreau, you're going to be razor thin at the cornerback spot. We'll show you that depth chart coming up here a little bit. And then Tyre Phillips also dealing with a neck injury. A lot of weird neck injuries for the Giants after they played the Detroit Lions. 3 neck injuries for offensive linemen. Limited participants in practice early on in the week. Evan Neal still dealing with that MCL sprain. Had an MRI, had the MCL sprain. Maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. We'll show you what Daboll said in a second. Then Jason Pinnock dealing with that jaw. I'm expecting him to play. Dan Duggan tweeted this out Monday morning. He said, Brian Daboll said, it's too early to say if tight end Daniel Bellinger, right tackle Evan Neal, or outside linebacker Azeez Ojulari will be ready to return for Thursday. Look, if you get Evan Neal back, that's a huge win because you might have to play Matt Peart at the right tackle spot, and he's going to be in for a wild game. I mean, you got to block Micah Parsons. You got to block DeMarcus Lawrence. Maybe Anthony Barr. They're one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. Ask Evan Neal. He had his welcome to the NFL moment back in, I think it was week 3 against the Dallas Cowboys. Azeez Ojulari is ready to come back. That would be huge. The Giants are going to have to get pressure on Dak Prescott. You can't just let him sit back there and beat you by throwing the ball all over the yard, especially with no Adoree Jackson and maybe not even Fabian Moreau out there. If you're going to be light in the secondary crew, you're going to have to get after him, and having Azeez Ojulari back would definitely do that. This is the latest Cowboys injury report. Micah Parsons is most likely probable dealing with that knee injury. He missed some time in the game this past Sunday, but he came back. DeMarcus Lawrence, he is also probable with a foot injury. Anthony Barr dealing with that hammy. He's questionable. And then Quinton Bohanna is dealing with an illness, fighting a little bit of the flu, it sounds like. He's probable for the game this Thursday. Join us for our Thanksgiving watch party versus the Cowboys. We're going to be live on the channel because whether it's Christmas, whether it's Turkey Day, no matter what day it is as the Giants play, we're going to be doing a watch party. So subscribe. And as we are getting closer and closer to 20,000 subscribers, I want you guys to be a part of it. Help us get there by game day. Sub for Giants dubs. If you want the Giants to go down and beat the Cowboys in Dallas, I want you to go down right now, hit that thumbs up icon. Sub for dubs right now, hit that icon. Let's do our keys to victory in today's show. But first, I do want to tell you about Established Titles. Today's sponsor for the show is Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. You can officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card. dating profiles, and plane tickets. It makes a great last-minute gift, and the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own little Giants Now Real One Kingdom. It makes an amazing last-minute gift, and Established Tiles is actually running a massive holiday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use the code chat, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/now. Support the channel. Support yourself. Support your loved ones. Look, the holiday season is here. And if you're like producer Lord Jeremy Chuggs, he's a procrastinator. And that's why he's getting hooked up with Established Titles, because he's taking care of it. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. Keys to victory for the New York Football Giants. Stop the run. You're going to have to stop the run. Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard, they were really effective against the Giants last week, and they were really effective last week against the Minnesota Vikings, where they absolutely dominated them. Tony Pollard played in 39 snaps. Zeke Elliott played in 21 snaps versus the Vikings. He had 15 carries, that being Pollard, 80 rush yards, but he did most of his damage in the receiving department. 6 receptions for 109 receiving yards and 2 total touchdowns. Same with Zeke. He had 2 touchdowns. This offense for the Cowboys goes as Pollard and as Zeke Elliott goes, and that's how they were able to beat the Giants last time earlier in the season when the Giants gave up 176 rushing yards versus the Dallas Cowboys with Cooper Rush under center. You're not going to be able to stack the box like you did back in week 3, where you pretty much were run out of MetLife Stadium giving up 176 yards. This is a winnable game, but you have to stop the run if you want to beat the Cowboys. Stop the run, and you'll do at least something that'll help you beat the Cowboys. You let Pollard, you let Zeke just run wild on you, this could be another ugly game for the New York Football Giants. On the offensive side of the ball, run the ball, but run it to the outside. Continuously, we see the Giants just have Saquon Barkley run it right up the middle. And that's not what you want to do against the Dallas Cowboys. Look at a couple of running backs so far this year that have had success against the Dallas Cowboys. Look at this chart right here. Where are all the green lines at? They're to the outside. Aaron Jones, 24 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown. He had success running the ball to the left, and then he had success running the ball outside to the right. Same with Khalil Herbert. Look at this. He had success running the ball to the left side, outside, and away from Micah Parsons. 16 carries for 99 yards and a touchdown. This is just a 2-game thing, though. Jamal Williams also had success against the Dallas Cowboys, running the ball on the outside and specifically running the ball away from Micah Parsons. The edge contained on this defensive team for the Dallas Cowboys is beatable. You can run the ball on the outside. Look at Leonard Fournette. All the runs to the left side and on the outside. Brian Dable, Mike Kafka, stop trying to run the ball up the middle. You have Saquon Barkley on this team. Take advantage of what other teams have done. Look at how they had success running the ball to the outside and mainly to the left. Running the ball, run the ball, run the ball. 100 yards for Saquon Barkley. Can he get it done? Had a season low last week against the Detroit Lions. Will he have one of his better games today? Had a big game last time against the Cowboys. Had that long run for a touchdown. Can he do it again? 100 yards for Barkley. Type O for over, type U for under. I want to hear from you. Sound off for your ones. You got to get pressure on Dak Prescott. Look, the Giants are thin at the cornerback spot. If you want to beat the Cowboys, you have to get pressure on Dak Prescott. You didn't have a single sack in the prior meeting with Cooper Rush under center. I don't even remember if Cooper Rush had to wash his jersey. I don't think he was hit. I don't think he sweated. I don't think there was a stain on his jersey. You let him sit in the pocket, and you let him just torch you and carve you up. If you want to beat the Cowboys, you're going to have to get pressure on Dak Prescott. And it's going to come up to these guys up front. Maybe Azeez Ojulari is back, but with a depleted secondary, which we'll also show you, Kayvon Thibodeau, can I get a sack? Had one this season. It was a meaningful sack against Lamar Jackson. I need another one. Maybe 2 sacks this week. Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence. You can't ask more out of these 2 guys. Both those guys are playing like all pros this year. Maybe we see some O'Shane Ximenez and some Tom and Fox. I'd like to see this O-line, kind of get, or this D-line, get after the O-line. I like for Wink Martindale to cook it up this week against the Cowboys. And you're going to have to, because if you don't have Adoree Jackson, you don't have Fabian Moreau, you're going to be relying on Nick McLeod, Rodarius Williams, Cordell Flott, and Darnay Holmes. And maybe the Giants Might have to call up Zion Gilbert from the practice squad. Your top 2 corners might not play. Adoree Jackson's for sure not going to play. Questionable with Fabian Moreau. If they're not going to come out and play, you're going to need other guys to step up, and you're going to have to get pressure on Dak, because if you let him just sit back there, he's going to carve up this inexperienced and honestly not very talented secondary. Look, we're playing with second and third stringers. That's hard to do in the NFL. I think the most important key of the game, though, is this. Come out fast, because if you come out slow and you let the Cowboys jump on you, they're going to run the ball over and over and over again. And that's how they've won games so far this year. Look what they did to the Minnesota Vikings. They came out fast and they put the game away by just dominating the offensive line. The Giants have the 29th ranked scoring offense in the first half. You have to come out fast. This goes 2 ways. The Giants are a second half team, but we have to be honest with ourselves. What does being a second half team mean? That means you're not a first half team. And if you're not a first half team, what does that mean? You're not ready to play. The game plan that you're working on all week isn't working, and you're having to make adjustments. Good for the Giants. They're great at making adjustments. They're not stubborn. They're not stuck in their ways. They're able to adjust on the fly. But can we just come out fast 1 week and hit them in the effing mouth and tell the Cowboys that we're here to spoil Thanksgiving? Come out fast, get points on the board early, and make the Cowboys sweat. There's no pressure on the Giants. All the pressure in the world is on the Cowboys. And if you go up 7-0, you go up 10-3, you go up 14-10, the Cowboys will fold. They will crumble. We're into Thanksgiving. We're getting into the late part of the year. We know the Cowboys are not a good football team once the weather starts to get pretty cold. Game day is almost here. I'm excited. I'm excited for the watch party. I'm excited to see all of you guys there. So I want you to predict the score for me in the comment section right now. Who you got? The score. I want to hear from you right now. And also, I appreciate everyone, as always, that makes Giants Now part of their day. It's going to be a tough one for the Giants. You're going to need to play your A game. If you don't, you're not going to win. This is a game where you could put the rest of the NFL on notice and let them know that the New York Football Giants are for real. Come out fast. Stop the run. Run the ball outside and get pressure on Dak. You do those things. You win the turnover battle. Be better on third down than they are. Do the little things. Giants will come out victorious. We'll see you Thursday. Go G-Men. Type real one if you made it this far.